Hey, hey, what's happening? I'm SIMFAMOUS, and today we're in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, and we're gonna head out. We're in Salt Lake City, and a couple YouTube channels that I watch is Ghost Town Living and HEAVYDSPARKS. Very interesting YouTube channels, both very different things. I have the links down in the description there. You can check them out. So Heavy D is going to be, from what it sounds like from the last video that I watched from Ghost Town Living, is going to be headed back over to help them do something with the American Hotel. So I thought, hey, we might as well do a flight and go check that out, you know? We got Welch in the chat with hello, hello. And we got Wing Fox in with I'm watching this while waiting for my MSFS because it's taking 20 years. Hey, I'm glad you're watching. Thanks for hanging out. So what's new since last night? We're gonna take a flight over. We got about. It's probably gonna be a 2+ hour flight. Probably gonna be my longest flight to date so far in the Microsoft Flight Simulator. Welch says I was about to play ETS2, and Wing Fox says it's still downloading overnight. Okay. I'm getting some things set up here. I'm sharing some stuff on a couple Facebook and social media places here real quick before we take off and get the flight started. Plus, it gives some other people a chance to maybe see the stream if it's live. We've got the plane running, you know, got it all set up, and you know we've been cleared for takeoff. You know, since we didn't ask, we've been cleared. We've been cleared. So we took this plane and we set it up to where basically we got a few people in it. It doesn't show people in it, but we have the weight simulated. We got some cargo in it. So I think we put about 4 or 5 people on board. And about 600, 700 pounds of weight, cargo, stuff like that is what we went with. So that way we kind of got, you know, a little bit of simulated weight, I guess, so to speak. Let's go ahead and get a mic check in. Mic check looking good. Shout out to everybody who is watching on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Trovo. Thanks for sending stars. I really appreciate that. We've almost met our goal for that. If you don't know who Heavy D is, HEAVYDSPARKS and Ghost Town Living, the links are there in the description. I'm going to get the chat back up, the YouTubes and all that back over here on my side. And then that way, we can get in the air. Seems like the, you know, right thing to do. So over on my side, what I'm doing is I'm pulling up the YouTube feed so I can monitor the flight, and also I have where I can control the chat and blah 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 and all those things. We're all set. We got a drink. So we got a couple hour flight. We're gonna go from Salt Lake City over to it's gonna be right around Keeler, California. We're gonna go fly over the CERRO GORDO ghost town mines. We're gonna stop at Silver Creek. We got a stop along the way called Silver Creek Airport, and another one called Chicken Strip Airport. If we can get in those, we might stop and check them out. I'm gonna get us to the inside. And the brakes off. Get a little bit of the power up. Okay, we're rolling a little bit. Okay. Brakes. Get turned around, head down towards the airport here. Shouldn't be no problem. Now before we go, I'm going to adjust one thing in the graphic settings here. Maybe a couple things, see if that helps give us a little bit smoother flight along the way. Okay. Now let's head on down here and get on the runway. Take the outside. This is going to be our plane for today. Like I said, we're going to have about a 2-hour flight, maybe a little more, depending on sightseeing we do. Might have, like I said, we do have a couple stops. All clear there. Winged Fox says, our plane's free in MSFS. Some come with whatever version that you get. If you get the standard version. Like what I have right now, which is on the Game Pass. This is a standard plane, a Cessna that comes with it. But you can get mods, and of course you can upgrade planes. You can purchase them in the marketplace. So it is possible to get a bunch of different types of planes. There is a new update coming for the simulator here very soon. I think it's going to be like an anniversary type update. Going to have some free planes and some new stuff. So make sure you grab you a drink, sit back and relax, enjoy the flight. Hopefully it's a smooth flight and nothing happens. You never know. Wing Fox says, did downloading Microsoft Flight Simulator for you take a long time? For me it takes, I want to say, I think it's about 3 hours, maybe 2 hours, 2 or 3 hours, depending on what's going on here at home. How many people is on the Wi-Fi, at the same time. But I think it's, I want to say it averages about 4 hours for me. Well, it says I want a Snickers and a Pepsi. Hey, I hope you brought them. We're not providing any snacks on this flight. that was in your paperwork that you have to bring your own. But I got some tea right here. Looking forward to using that. We're going to get out here on the runway here very, very soon. We're being cleared to take off, I think. We'll throttle back, pull the brakes, clear that way. Get everything turned here. All right. Winged Fox says, it gives me a little prompt when Wi-Fi goes out. It says offline mode. What does that do? I think, because now you got to understand, I'm still learning too, but offline mode, you won't get some of the like certain graphics and stuff, and you won't be able to see other players that are flying with you as well. I believe is some of the things. Let's go ahead and get the flaps down here. See those raised, or I should say you can see those lower out the window. Let's see, we don't need to be full flaps here. We got plenty of runway. Check the other side. Thing looks good. All right, everybody. Let's get in the air. We're going to be leaving Salt Lake City, and let's head on out. We'll get power up. Engine up. Winged Fox says, I have no clue what flaps do. They help give us a lift so we can get off the ground. That's one thing I know they do. Like I said, keep in mind, I'm not a pilot either. All right, I think we're ready to go. We're in the air. All right, everybody. Out your windows, you're going to see Salt Lake City that we're leaving. Appreciate you choosing to fly with SIMFAMOUS Flying here. It's flight SF8675, where we get you there sometimes. Where we get you there sometimes. Get the flaps up. Airspeed. Let the airspeed. There it is. Let the airspeed build. And we'll slowly start getting some more altitude here. Winged Fox says, that propeller going speed. It is moving. Well said, I missed the plane. There's another one. It'll be around later. But get off the runway. Winged Fox says, uh-oh, I don't like the fact about sometimes. Hey, you know, it just, things happen, you know. So let's pull up our Vfr map here real quick. Kind of give you an idea of what we're doing. This is the area we left from. We might stop down here at Silver Creek, Chicken Strip, and then we're going to end over here at CERRO GORDO. But for now, we're going to need to make a turn to our right and get on track. Wing Fox says, yeah, yes, once an X-plane I crashed straight into a mountain. You know, it happens. It happens. Airspeed looks good. Get the airport off our nose there that we left from. Go to the outside. I'll be trying out a bunch of different views, checking things out. We got Heat My Shorts in with, hey brother, what's happening? We just left Salt Lake City, headed over to Cerro Gordo, Lone Mountain Airport. We got about a 2-hour flight plus, got a few stops along the way. Heat My Shorts says, just finished an upload of my own, just chilling now. Hey, congrats on getting your upload for Microsoft Flight Simulator up. Heat My Shorts there. Go check out their YouTube channel. Steve, he has been getting learning how to fly and do some stuff here in the Msfs 2020 as well. And we're going to be doing maybe a couple flights together here at some point. Here's you all's seat. Hope you're enjoying the flight. We understand if you got to leave and come back, or if you got to leave and you can't come back. That's okay too. There is parachutes available. Shout out to Steve for giving me that idea. Check out his channel for some spicy food reviews. Let me get back to the cockpit here. Take a look at our map. You're welcome, Steve. I have my settings right now where I'm not live with people. It's just me in the game right now. I have that set up for just for the frame rate right now. You know what I'll do though? The next time I go live, the next time that I go live with Microsoft Flight Simulator, I'm going to set it up to where it's all available, and whoever wants to join in, if they're on the same servers, we can all fly together. I think that's how that works. So we'll make plans for that. The next time you see me live in the Flight Simulator, I'll have the details in the description of what server that I'm on and what airport I left from and where I'm going to. And that way everybody can look it up. I mean, in theory, we're only, you know, a few minutes out from the airport, and in theory I could land and turn it on, I guess. Just have to restart the flight. And I got to change probably a few graphic settings to keep it smooth, as they say. Eat My Short says, oh no, that's okay, buddy. You're already flying. Hey, no issue. We'll plan it on the next one then. Oh, Steve, make sure, while I got you here, join my Discord. There's a link here. You might have to download the app. If you download Discord, that'll give us a way that we can chat with each other and play this game or any other game or simulator. It's kind of like if you join an Xbox party, except you can have a lot more people in it. So yeah, we got a nice flight today. Once again, if you don't know who HEAVYDSPARKS is, check out the link here in the description on YouTube if you're watching on YouTube, and Ghost Town Living. Two very interesting channels that I watch. Heavy D does a lot of heavy equipment, like big, huge, like D10 dozer, D9 dozers, D9 dozers that get like stuck way in the mud and all that stuff. Pulls them out. He just went over to Lake Mead and got somebody's houseboat that was stuck out. Just stuck out? See, that's what I'm saying. I cannot talk. Stuck out. There it is. And then I thought, you know, I picked 2 spots, got 2 different, well, 2 smaller airports along the way that maybe we can stop in, sightsee, see what they look like, if we can get in. We're pretending like we're dropping off some people or some supplies, you know. That's also kind of what we're doing today, too. We're pretending like we're taking supplies over to the GORDO mines, most of the Ghost Town living. They might need some supplies to build the American hotel. Make sure to go over to their channels and say, hey, I saw SIMFAMOUS talking about you all on the MSFS, Microsoft Flight Simulator. You never know, things can happen. Wing Fox says, can you turn on failure for the plane in MSFS? Yes, you can. I have failures, I think, off. And I have warnings and things like that turned down, just so we can have just a, you know, a nice, smooth, quiet flight other than me talking, you know. But we don't have anything interrupting us with beeps and warnings and like, you're gonna die, you know, pull up, you know, things like that. I will be doing some streams to where I try to do everything as realistically as I can once I learn more about pull the throttle back, things like that, you know. You know, learning how to communicate with air traffic control the proper way, things of that nature. Look around the cabin here. Well, it says I can't wait for football season to start. Hey, who's your teams? Speaking of football, I play football with my brother online. We play Madden on Xbox. And I keep losing. Like, I haven't won at all recently. I haven't won at all recently. I used to be so awesome. We're about, let's see, we're cruising about 11,000 feet right now, it looks like. So that means we're about 11,000 feet away from all the troubles today. We're up here getting away from it all. Enjoying the views. Wing Fox says, oh, that's nice because in different playing games, I play the thing and it's like, pull up. Pull up. Well, I know that's why I turned it off, because I mean I know it's going to happen, but I will have it on eventually when we do one, just so I can get that experience of like, hey, what is it like to get the, you know, an authentic experience as the simulator will let me have, you know. Well, it says the Ravens for pro team and Louisville Cardinals for college team. Oh, nice. I play the Ravens on the Madden a lot. And then also use the, because of course I know you're not talking about Madden, but, you know, I'm talking about Madden, but that's how I'm relating, I guess. But also use the, what was the team I was using the other night that I really enjoyed? Hey, it was the Kansas City. I enjoyed them the other day. Man, we are having a blast. Got us a nice little flight over to CERRO GORDO. Gonna go check out, fly over the mines. If you don't know about that, you can check out the Ghost Town Living. There's a link down in the description. There's also, speaking of links, in the description on YouTube, if you're watching on YouTube. Oh, and it should be on the other ones as well. The Twitch, the Trovo, and the Facebook. I have my links to my Discord, and all that other fun stuff there. I don't have my Discord turned on right now because I'm still learning how to use all that, but there's links to all the other social medias, my Twitch, the Twitter, the Trovo, the YouTube, Facebook, stuff like that there. That's all there. Wing Fox says, my computer hates me. Well, you know, it's a love-hate relationship sometimes. I understand what you mean. I understand what you mean. Jay Welch on Twitch has followed. Thanks. I was about to do the horns like on the trucking simulator, American Truck Simulator. The button I would have pressed, I think I would have shut down the engines. Whoa, not in the truck. I'm gonna have a drink and start over here. We almost lost it all just then. Thanks for the follow on the Twitch. Hey, yeah, hit us up on the Twitch. It's all right there. I'll put my drink down. I'm having tea today. What are y'all having? Go to the outside. Zoom in a little bit to the plane. Get the cinematic flow going. Keep My Short says pepper tincture. Oh man, you know what? Let me say something about Heat My Shorts. Now, I'm not talking about them just because they're in here, but when he does his spicy food challenges, he's really such a trooper. I don't mean stormtrooper. See what I did there? Because, you know, we're all, you know, we're Star Wars fans, some of us, and but he just does it like such a champ. I mean, that stuff is hot, you know, and he's keeping composure. It's pretty neat. Take a look to the right here. Floating right along, about 11,000 feet. Taking some supplies over to Brett and them over at the CERRO GORDO Ghost Town. dropping off some stuff there. Look at that awesome view. And what I can do too, out here you can pull up the Vfr Map. You can kind of see where you're going, which we can make that smaller. You can do this, like that. And just like that. In case you did not know that, you do have that ability. So, this is where we left. This is Silver Creek Airport, just a small strip. We might stop down there and pretend we're getting a little more fuel or dropping something off, just to see what it looks like. And we got another one. Oh, let me zoom out here a little bit. Right here, this little airport is called Chicken Strip. Chicken Strip. And then right here is the airport right outside of the CERRO mines area. This is going to be right outside the Keeler area. So that's where we're headed. Said I believe it to be a 2+ hour flight today, so appreciate everybody hanging out. Go up in some altitude here a little bit more. Maybe go to about 13,000 feet. And like I said, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just repeating things I've heard other people say. And I think, hey, that sounds about right. And that fits here. That sounds like something a pilot might say. We'll look to our left. Heat My Short says, I'm flying now too. Fantastic. Where are you going to fly to? And you know what's cool is, for example, say, Steve, once we get that set up, I could fly out of Phoenix and, for example, say, you could fly out of Kamloops, right? And we could meet somewhere in the middle. You could maybe do, you know, a tincture or something. And then we take back off and we're out on the road flying again. Out on the road flying again. That's another one, should be on a t-shirt. You know what I mean? So one thing I like about the simulator is the things that you can change. Like over here, you know, things that work. In case you get off path, you know, when you start looking around. Make a turn to the right here and start getting back on the way we're going. If y'all could do me a favor, make sure to hit that like on all the platforms that you're watching or have just recently seen. From what I understand, that helps push this out to other folks who may want to hang out with this type of content as well. And I'd really appreciate that. You don't have to, of course. But I appreciate it if you do. And I just appreciate it if you're hanging out. I appreciate the chat. I just appreciate everything. I'm in a good mood, you know what I mean? We're flying. We're out here away from everything. And I believe Heat My Short says, I'm flying around the North Pole looking for Santa. Hey, it's going to be Christmas before we know it, right? It's going to be here before we know it. Go ahead and grab some more altitude here. Somebody put down in the chat how many more shopping days till Christmas gets here, if you celebrate that. And as far as Christmas, I'll take the same thing that y'all got me last year, but just in a different color. I really like the fact that we can fly anywhere in the world and do it in real time, you know, and see what we would see if we were in the plane. I really think that is super fascinating. Because it wasn't long ago, I was playing pole position on Atari as a kid. You go around the corner and you hit something, and it just crashed. It would explode. Wing Fox says, my MSFS was at 25%, but it set back to 16%. Oh, man. Are you watching me on your PC as well at the same time? If you can switch to cell phone, that may help you speed up a little bit. We'll go to the outside again. I really like to see how the train changes. You know, like if you look out here, we're looking towards our right. You can just see how it's just. Sorry, you could see, but you could just see how different it looks compared to the left side. You know, I think that's just fantastic. And if we wanted to go either way, we could just turn the plane and go. We could fly lower, higher. We could land down there if we wanted to. Hey, shout out to Blade was taken. 123 followed on Twitch. Thanks for the Twitch follow. The Twitch algorithm or whatever that is going to be like, hey, what's going on? Like what's happening here? You know what I mean? We're still on course, looking good. Check the other seats. Yeah, wouldn't this be nice to be up here just taking a flight? Just sitting back here in the plane, right here, put your headphones in. Grabbing your drink, snacks, peanuts. Oh, dropping stuff. It's a hot mess over here. Just trying to get my tea. Just trying to get my tea. Alright. I'm gonna need a cup holder. Whoa. Look left. Plane goes right. Interesting. We'll go back to the outside. What a view. I mean, I say that every time I fly, but it's true. It's true. And then there's from up above. Check out that. Heat My Shorts, have you tried the speed mode on this game? No, I have not. Heat My Shorts says it was pretty disappointing. Hopefully I was doing it wrong. I haven't tried it yet. Go back up front here. And to be honest, I didn't even know there was a speedboat on the game. I really got to start paying attention. Eat My Short says, very slow and I could not get it to turn around. You know, maybe in your settings too. You know, sometimes now, I don't know how it works with that, but in some of the planes, if I can't get something to turn, it's because maybe I had one of the auto assist on. That was like with like the autopilot. Let's see. Is it in flight assistant? So like AI auto trim or something like that, or AI rudder. I think that's in the full options. Sometimes that helps with things. Wow, look at that view down there. So the Silver Creek Airport, I don't know anything about it. I should have looked it up. Let me pull up the Nav Log here. So the Silver Creek Airport is, I guess this is KL00. I don't know if it's 0000. Somebody let me know how that works, like, so I officially know. But if somebody wants to look up these two airstrips and get any information on them to see what they're like, what they're about, what area they're in, it might be something interesting. I'm going to try to do that sometimes, just to have, you know, so I can at least talk about it on the way, because that way I can learn about where I'm going, places I've been, you know, things of that nature. So far, plane's moving along pretty good, about 143 knots, 11,000 feet. Riding pretty smooth. Not a whole lot of turbulence or nothing right now. Everything seems to be pretty good. Pull the Vfr map up again. Yeah, so we got Silver. We're about halfway to Silver, looks like. And also on some of these long flights too, we stop at these places like that. If everybody needs to, you know, it's like an intermission as well. You could all pretend you got to go in and maybe use the restroom, grab some snacks. Feel free. I might even do the same. I'm going to make that a thing too on some of the long flights, you know. Because since we're basically owner-operator, we can do that. Wing Fox says, your plane seems to be swaying. Yeah, I'm hand flying it and I'm getting some air hitting us here. You can see, I'll let it just kind of float there, how the wind's moving us around. Getting a little bit of turbulence. But I'm not flighting it. I'm not flighting it. Another shirt idea. I'm not flighting it. But I'm not fighting it too hard. I'm just kind of letting it float. So Wing Fox says, oh, so you can hand fly and use autopilot. Yeah, you can use autopilot and hand fly. I don't even know how to use autopilot yet. I haven't learned. I've only been hand flying things because I enjoy it. You know, plus just something I enjoy about the aspect of it is just hand flying. Welch says you should do a flight from New York to California. That would be fun. What type of plane should we use? And you got to keep in mind, it's in real time. So if we took a Cessna, it would take a lot longer than if we took, you know, an F-18 or a private jet. We got Teen Aviator says, what's your specs? I'm running a HP Pavilion gaming laptop. So we're running, we got a GTX 1650, 8 gigs of RAM, i5 processor, 500 gig hard drive, and then I've got that with an HDMI out into an Acer 43-inch monitor, which I'm not using full screen. I'm using window screens. I have 2 screens, one in the middle with the simulator, and then one on the left side for the OBS Streamlabs that I'm monitoring the chat with. Wing Fox says 650 GTX. No, 1650 is I think what's in this HP laptop over here. Teen Aviator here on the YouTube channel. There is a couple of videos. You can see my setup there that has what I'm using and how I use it, so to speak. Sometimes I do use the Acer 43-inch ultrawide monitor in full screen if I'm doing it's just stuff here. If I'm just playing a sim by myself. Excuse me. But other than that, I just kind of use it like a triple screen setup, so to speak. And then I'm flying with a Logitech Extreme 3D Pro, or Logitech 3D Extreme. I forget how it is. I got that on sale, like Amazon, for like 20 bucks. Heat My Short says, all right, brother, think I'm going to take the Maggie Monster out into the garden for a bit. Great chilling with y'all. Likewise. Y'all have a good rest of your afternoon. Make sure to give Maggie a belly rub for us there. She looks to be like a fantastic dog, animal, family member to have. I know we love our dogs here. We are a pet-friendly fight. Hey, thanks. I appreciate that. Scoot down in the seat here a little bit. Take a look out the left. Everything's looking fantastic. That was a nice flight. Heat My Short says, cheers, buddy. Hey, cheers, man. We'll see you later. We're having a nice little flight here from Salt Lake City area over to around the GORDO mines area. We're going to be landing just outside of Keeler. Take you to the outside. If you're just joining us, or you're just now catching the stream on any other platforms, this is our plane. We are flight SF8675. We're doing a flight from Salt Lake over to the GORDO mines area. Since we watch the HEAVYDSPARKS YouTube channel and the Ghost Town Living channel, and Ghost Town Living, they're getting ready to rebuild the American Hotel. So we're kind of pretending we're taking some supplies over there, and just seeing what that flight would be like from Salt Lake City, Utah, over to the mines. GORDO mines was they got a lot of silver, I believe, out of there way back in the day, and it was, from what I understand watching the show and learning about it, it was pretty profound in building of you know, Los Angeles and what we know to this day. So it's pretty neat. We are running live weather, so whatever weather would be in real time, that's what we should be experiencing along the way. And if you're new to Microsoft Flight Simulator, it simulates the whole world. Pretty fantastic. We're gonna go back to the inside. Shout out to David Corda for liking on Facebook. Fantastic bass player, known as Big Happy. What's happening out there in Facebook land? So if you're watching on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, or Trovo, and you're wondering, hey, he's talking to people and I don't see who he's talking to, that's because we're multi-streaming. We figured out how to do that, and so we've been doing that lately, and we enjoy it. We get to connect with people all different places at the same time. David says, salute bro, everybody, happy. You see what I mean? There he is. We're just flying right along, my guy. Getting some wind. I'm gonna go up in altitude here. I'm getting a lot of not a lot of turbulence, getting a few turbulence. Wing Fox says, gonna take a nap. Hey, we'll see you later, Wing Fox. Thanks for hanging out. Enjoy the flight. If you wake up later and you happen to think about us, check in and see if we've landed. Turbulence is pretty good right here. I'm gonna power up a little bit. There we go. Wow, look, check out that view in front of us. And see, that's another thing I love about the simulator is I would love to be able to afford a plane and get out and do flying my own, but that's just an amazingly expensive cost. And then to take the flight itself, that still costs. And this right here, this is the cheapest way that I can experience something similar and not cost as much. Let's scroll in here. Got through that turbulence there pretty good. Look to the left. Back to the right. Take the top view there. Once again, I appreciate everybody hanging out. We'll get back to the inside. I think I'm gonna climb on up to about 13,000 feet. David says, awesome views, bud. Man, don't they do fantastic? Let me put you by the window. Let's see, let's go over this side. I mean, it's just like you're there, looking at the snow-capped mountains out in the distance. Let me zoom you in, see? It's like you're there. Except I'm your pilot. That's why I said, thanks for flying SimFamous Air. Sometimes we get you there. You see what I mean? Sometimes we get you. absolutely fantastic. Take a look out the pilot side. And if you're wondering where you're setting at in the plane, when I do this, let me turn around and you can see you got a seat right there. That's a pretty nice view right there. It's just like you're looking right out the window, isn't it? We're going to save that so we can go back to that. Of course, now you got to remember, while you are looking out this window, I'm also looking out this window, and I'm your pilot. And I can't see where we're going. But it looks nice. It's a nice view. All right, we're going back up here. So everything looks like there, 11,000 feet, right on track. I would like to get a track IR one day, which is where when I look around with my head, say basically I look left, it would move the view here left. I think it would kind of give a little bit more realism there for me, instead of having to use the mouse and a few other buttons, but we're making it work. We got Silver Creek. We got our first stop coming up here, not too much further away. So we're going to go ahead and start pulling down the throttle. We're going to start making a descent, because I got to find the airport. Never been here, don't know what it looks like, don't know where it is. It looks like it's going to be, as of right now on the path we're on now, going to be off to our right hand side somewhere. But we're going to slowly make a descent and get down on the ground for our first stop today. If this is an airport, if there's enough room for us to get there. I didn't even check. I just like, you know what, I'm gonna make a couple stops on the way and see what it looks like. And we are hand flying everything today, so that makes it fun and challenging. Now, both of these airports are not going to be big airports or nothing by any means. And then the final destination airport is not a big airport. But when you pick these places like random like this, it makes it kind of challenging, because I've got to look for the airport, which in real life you'd have to look for it too, you know. We got to circle around, find it maybe, then figure out if we get on the ground safely. Welch says, I joined your Discord. Hey, thanks. So I don't do anything on Discord yet. I just got things kind of reset back up, because I had to change emails, because I forgot what the other email was that I used for my other one. So now I'm learning about it. I'm going to figure out what I need to do. I mean, I know how to use it, but I'm going to figure out how I am going to use it for the community, basically. If that makes sense. So that's kind of what we're going to be working on. It's really neat to kind of try to find this random airport out here in the middle of nowhere, you know. I've got the map here, the GPS, but I've got to use my eyes. I still got to look for it and hopefully, you know, be able to find it. We're just about 8,000 feet here. And so I'm also, while I'm flying, I'm trying to enjoy the views at the same time and keep the plane in the air. So that makes it fun. We do have a little bit of distance to the airport. We're just getting down in altitude and, you know, getting prepared, getting closer. I really enjoy this Logitech joystick to fly with. It wasn't very expensive and it seems to work really good. And it worked right out the box. Everything was already set up and ready to go. Like all the buttons were mapped. I didn't change anything. Everything was pretty much good to go. Go ahead and add a little bit more power. And we're cruising about 7,000, oh, let's see, 7,400 feet at the moment. And we're looking, we're gonna make a stop. I think it's called Silver Creek Airport. The next stop after that is Chicken Strip Airport. It's supposed to be much smaller than this one, and it appears to be maybe close to the side of a mountain area. I don't really remember. I was trying to look on the map there real quick, but you know, I only did so much. You know, another thing I was going to say, I appreciate everyone that joins on this simulator that I play and the other ones. Whether you play these or not, I appreciate you hanging out. And if you're thinking about checking them out, now you know kind of what they look like. Cruising now about 120 knots. Pull the power a little bit more. Take everybody to the outside again for a few seconds. Take a look around. Look at that huge mountain, like just straight ahead of us. Isn't that fantastic? Just look at that view. We'll look toward the right. And we're going to look towards the left. We're flying. Grab a drink here. Well, what's everybody making for dinner tonight? Last night when I was streaming, I was talking about making some fried rice. So that's what I was going to make when we got done trucking. And then, as soon as I got done, because my wife was watching the stream, she calls. And so when you call my phone, sometimes it just doesn't come through. And so she called my son's phone. She got a hold of me. She's like, don't make dinner. She stopped and got some Subway. I was like, oh, awesome. But tonight, I think, is going to be fried rice. I think it's going to be tonight. But what about y'all? Anything I should try? Let me know. Go back to the inside. Okay, we're floating about 7,400 feet. Go on down a little bit more. Down to about 5,000. Get a little bit lower here. one of the things that I love, and I talk about it when we get close to the runways, is how when you're up higher in the game, how it feels just like you're going really kind of slow, but when you get closer to the ground, you're going faster, just like in real life. It looks like planes when they're up in the air, or when you're in a plane up in the air, you're just going really, really slow. Of course, you're not. You know, I think that sense of speed is really, really cool. I think that's fascinating, you know. Getting some turbulence right through there. Josue says, just bought the Ford mod. Can't wait to try it. Hey, I hope you enjoy it. You know, it's one of those things that, like, when I get a mod, I'll tell you, like, hey, this is what I like about it. This is what I don't like about it. And this is, you know, how I've played. Here's some ideas that I, you know, use a role play or something. And if you go check it out, that's the thing. You may like it and you may not like it. You know, let me know either way. So, and if you do or if you don't, let me know. You know, I like honest feedback. It doesn't, you know, I don't take anything to heart. Like, oh, you know, does that make sense? I'm just curious to know what you all think about the same products I may use. Josue says, I'm glad I found your channel early. I see huge potential in it. Hey, thank you. I appreciate that. You know, I don't know where it's going to go. I know what I want for it, just like anybody else. You know, I want to be able to just do this. And this is what I do. I'm committed to doing it. This is what I'm doing full time. I am learning about it. I'm having fun. You know, there's no magic, there's no book to read that tells you, hey, here's how to start a YouTube channel. Here's how to grow it. Here's what you need to do. Here's, you know, here's how you can or can't make money doing it. Everything I do right now, I just completely for free, by the way, in case anybody is wondering. I make nothing from doing this. Now, on Facebook, I do get what's called stars. If you send something there, I get, you can send stars, and that's a monetary way to help your favorite streamers or people you like. But I just don't talk about that. Does that make sense? Like, I figure that will come eventually. You know, there's time for that. Right now, I'm hanging out, and does that make sense? I'm just hanging out and having fun. And we got to get our eyes on this landing strip wherever we're going for the Silver Creek. I think I have it. I might have eyes on it towards the right. No, I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, it might be. Yeah, it might be what I was seeing over there. Jose says, I'm not much into flight sim, so I'm going to hop into ATS and check out this mod. I'll catch you on your next ATS stream. Hey, thank you. I'll see you on the next one. Might do one tonight or tomorrow. Don't really know yet. I'm terrible at schedules. I'm going to try to get one together, though. Thanks for hanging out. I really do appreciate it. I will be back in American Truck Simulator. I'll be going back and forth. I really like both of these pretty well, so you'll see me quite a bit back and forth between the two. Now I've got to start trying to get eyes on where this airport's going to be. I don't see nothing behind us, so I don't think we've passed it. We're good that way. Okay. Go back to the inside. Looks like it's going to be off to our right. Okay, okay, I got it. I got eyes on it now, I think. Let's go to the outside. Okay, Silver Creek landing strip. See, this is what's fun about this too, is being able to find things like this. Be like, okay, I gotta get eyes on it. Where is it at? You know. Let's see if we can get a fly over the area here. Get a better view of where we need to put the bird down at. And check out this location and see what this is like. Like I said, I do find that challenging. Be like, okay, where's the airport? Is it over here? Is it over there? You know, are we going to be able to land? You know, what's the weather like? Is there any other airports, you know, in the way? Any more traffic? So we're going to do a flyover here. We'll take you to the outside. You can see there's nothing out here. We are in the middle of nowhere. Absolutely in the middle of nowhere. Turn this way, get down a little more altitude. See how it's like, you know, we're definitely faster as we've gotten closer to the ground. You know. So we're just taking our time. We're in no hurry. We're just kind of circling around, checking out the lay of the land, seeing what Microsoft Flight Simulator has got to offer us, you know. We'll get a load of these supplies dropped off here shortly. So we're going to be coming right back down into this area here. We got kind of a grass dirt runway right through there. So we're going to go out and make a turn, and then we're going to come in for our landing. Pull the throttle back, get some flaps down. And like I said, I'm not a pilot. I'm just pretending to be one in your phone, computer, whatever you're watching on. About 5,000 feet here as we make our turn. Since the flaps are down, you can hear the wind just kind of off of them, which is pretty fantastic. Watch our speed. I really like, it's like, as we're just out in the middle of nowhere, we're able to make these turns, you know. Okay, full flaps. Jose says, on second thought, I'm gonna stick around, and then I'm gonna stick around. I enjoy your streams. Hey, I appreciate that. We're gonna get down here for a quick landing. Tim, we're gonna drop off some packages. Got the wind kind of blowing us around here. A little sideways. Easy. We're down. All right. Gonna roll right up here. Oh, we landed too early. There you go, rookie pilot. Missed the runway. Landed what I thought was the runway, was not the runway. Maybe it was the runway. Hey, we're not going to tell nobody, though. Point is, that's why I said, thank you for flying SimFamous Air. We get you there sometimes. Now I'm curious. I guess we'll just drive over to the airport, because apparently I totally missed it. This must be the road over to it, because I thought what I was landing on was the airport, but nope, that wasn't it. And you all saw it. There's no sugarcoating that. But this plane, you know, it can land in places like that, so that's pretty neat. So in theory, I guess it would work there, you know. I gotta see, where was this other airport at? And that's another thing. You just, SimFamous Air, you just never know where the adventure is going to take you. I mean, how many times have you been off-road in a Cessna on a Thursday? Whoa, the ground's broken right there. Are we going to get over it? Pull us over it. Okay. We're good. We're good. Okay, so this was where we were supposed to go. So I landed in the wrong field. Imagine that. And if you've watched me play American Truck Simulator, you've seen me get lost. But yeah, I'm definitely going to play some more Farming Simulator coming up soon too. I've been trying to learn how to do the digging. I downloaded a digging mod, which is pretty cool. Where you can, you know, go mining and all kinds of interesting things, you know? All right. Well, that was a fun adventure. Landing at that wasn't the airport that I thought was the airport, but it wasn't the airport. How crazy was that, right? So, now that we got that out of the way, we'll go over here and find the runway that we were supposed to land at and not the field 3 miles back that way. And then we're going to get back up in the air and we're going to get over to the Chicken Strip Airport and then end up in CERRO, GORDO. All right, so let's get this bird turned around. We'll find us a patch that we can, looks level enough to get out of here on. I think right to right here should be fine. All right. Let's get set up. Everything looks good there. Full power. Let's see if we can get in the air from here. Easy, easy. We're up. And we're flying. Like I said, welcome to SimFamous Air, where we get you there sometimes. We'll fly right through these power poles here, or up above them. Crash. It sounded like it was going to crash for a minute, but we're still going. Not the plane, but just the game itself. All right, everybody. We can say goodbye to Silver Creek area, which I think was where we just sort of landed. Figure that out on another day, but we got the packages dropped off. Now we're on our way to the Chicken Strip Airport, and then from the Chicken Strip Airport, fly over the CERRO GORDO mines, and then we're going to be landing, and that'll be the end. We still got quite a few ways to go, though. Probably another hour flight or so. So we appreciate you hanging out. We're going to go to the outside again. Get full power because we're going to need to get over this mountain here very shortly. Going to look behind us. Well, that was a fun adventure. At least we're in this plane where we could land in the field there and get that dropped off to those fine folks. That's why they hire me, because I don't mind to land in the tough spots. Let's pull up our Vfr map while we're on the outside here. Just left from the Silver Creek, and we're headed over to the CERRO GORDO mines here eventually. But we are on our way. I'd say we're about halfway. It's supposed to be about a 2-hour flight or so, give or take. Hope y'all are enjoying the view, enjoying the flight. I know I am. I'm enjoying seeing some of the fantastic views here in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. I'm going to make a turn here. We'll get up some altitude. You know, maybe, just maybe, I don't know. I don't know if we can make this or not. I was going to try to see if we can take a scenic flight up through there, but I don't know. Let's see what we got. See if I can take us up by these mountains here. I gotta watch my airspeed here. It's tricky flying around these mountains. You get gusts of wind, can lose altitude real quick. You can lose speed real quick. I'm gonna go ahead and take us over towards the right here. There's a view out your right side window. Hope you're enjoying the flight. I know I am. You should hold on after we get over this mountain here. We're getting a lot of turbulence, but the view is gonna be worth it. It's gonna be fantastic. Here we go. Here we go. Check this out. And we're over. Just like that. Go to the outside. And now we're going to take a look over here as we're getting back up on course. I thought we'd fly through that kind of valley like there. That was challenging. And then we're going to make a turn here, get some more altitude. Look at that snow over there on the mountains. Isn't that fantastic? I'm going to get us back to the inside. Okay, we're looking good there. Check our altitude here. Almost 10,000 feet. Floating right along. Change the view there. That's a good thing about doing these live streams and doing these trips, to where nothing like, I plan, you know, we're gonna go from point A to point B, got a couple stops in between, and then I'm sightseeing just like all of you are right now. You know what I mean? Sightseeing just like you all are. Put you back here in the seat. That way you can really enjoy the turbulence. Easy. And see, if you look out this window here, you know, you see the green, and it goes the green, you got the snow, then out into the distance, it turns like the desert area, you just see for miles and miles. It's so fantastic about this simulator. And then, you know, we could go fly right over there. We could just turn the plane and go right that way. You know, no problem. Let's see where we're at on the fuel. Because we're definitely going to need fuel. Yeah, we're still good right now. We can fill up in air, or we can find us we can pretend that, hey, you know, maybe we need to stop at another airport or somewhere and fuel up. Check out those green circles down there. I've seen that a bunch of times when I'm flying, you know, town to town when I used to travel for work. It's pretty cool to be able to like see that again, you know, just here in the simulator. I think that's pretty neat. This will be my longest once we get there, as long as the simulator doesn't crash or anything happen. This will be my longest flight, I believe, that I've done in Microsoft Flight Simulator. That's fantastic. I'm really enjoying it. I'm gonna grab a drink here. We're cruising about 10,000 feet. We're on our way to CERRO GORDO mines. I'm gonna fly over that, and if you don't know what that is, there's a link here in the description. You'll be able to go to the YouTube channel and learn more about that. And we took the flight from Salt Lake City over to CERRO GORDO. Supposed to be just a couple-hour flight, but we've got 2 stops in between, so we'll make it a little longer. Plus, we're sightseeing, and you know, I'm hanging out with everybody, so we're in no rush at all. Getting just a little bit of turbulence. We are hand flying it. Go to the side here. What a view. Another thing about doing these longer flights is just getting to see all this all the work that goes into the simulator, you know, just all that work paid, you know, getting paid off, the people who create the game and put time into it and make things work. Even though it might be frustrating from time to time, you know, for us, maybe the game doesn't work quite right, or we have issues or whatnot, you know. But we're here now and we're flying, you know. Cruising about 140 knots right now. Looking good on fuel still. I think we got enough to get over there. I had about a half a tank of fuel, I believe. Like I said, we have been taking a little longer with sightseeing, so we'll see. But you can, in case you don't know how to fuel up, you can bring up your menu up here, highlight till you see fuel, and you can see we're at 19%, so you can just slide this up or slide it down however you want it. You can change it in here, and you know, we're good to go that way. We'll see how far 19% gets us. You know, make it kind of fun. And see now, like the sense of speed, we're up here, you know, 10,000 feet. It feels like we're not really going that fast, you know, like before when we took off earlier, you know. And so a question that I get a lot when I am flying around is, can you land down there? Yes, you can land, you know, pretty much anywhere. It is kind of just an open world, you know, simulator. I do like the fact that we can do it in real time, you know. We got Steve in Facebook with, what's the in-flight movie? Oh, the in-flight movie today, Steve's going to be, I think we're going to do Back to the Future Part 3. I know, if you haven't seen 1 and 2, it's budget cuts. What's happening, Steve? We're flying. Shout out to Steve. Fantastic drummer. Awesome dude. Hang out with. Steve says yes. We left from Salt Lake City just a little over an hour ago. We're headed to the CERRO GORDO mines. There's a YouTube channel called HEAVYDSPARKS. The link is there in the description, Steve. I think it's there. If it's not, it's in the YouTube, because I'm streaming to YouTube, Twitch, Trovo, and Facebook at the same time right now. But Heavy D's out in Salt Lake City. We watch that channel, so we're flying from Salt Lake City because he does a lot of really cool rescues of like heavy machinery's been sunken and stuff, and really awesome things like that. And then we're flying to another YouTube channel called Ghost Town Living, which is a guy named Brett who bought this old silver mining town in CERRO, GORDO. So Salt Lake City over to California. We're about an hour in. Steve says, "Missed you, bro. So glad I caught you live." Hey, thanks, man. Steve says, "I've been checking out your truck vids too." Appreciate that. You may see, if it included it there in the description in Facebook, they may have the links to all my social medias there. If you see that, let me know, because that's good information for me to know, because I can't remember. I'm learning all these things now. You can also catch up with us on YouTube. We're flying right along. I landed at what I thought was Silver Creek Airport. It wasn't. I landed in a field before it, which we can do in this plane, so it works out. And there's another place where we're going to stop at called the Chicken Strip Airport. Don't know anything about it. We're going to see what it looks like. But that's where we're at in the flight today. Welcome to SimFamous Tours. I'm SimFamous. This is flight 8675, and you said the rest. We're floating right along. We're here in the Grand Caravan. Take you back to the inside. Steve says, "Looks like all the links are there. We'll start checking them out." Okay, fantastic. I made sure to start including those, because sometimes people who are watching me on YouTube or Facebook or other channels, like, "Hey, I see you're talking to people, but I don't see them in the chat." And I'm like, "Oh, that's because, you know, I'm multi-streaming, and sometimes people don't know that." So I'm like, okay, this is how you can keep up with everything and whatnot. So what's new, Steve? What's happening? You doing some drone flying? What's happening in your world? Let's get back to the pilot seat. Got a great view off to the left there. Got a mountains here in front of us. Probably should grab just a tad bit more altitude so we don't get too much turbulence as we get over those mountains right here. Once we get closer to the Cerro Gordo mines, we'll do a flyover of that before we land just north of Keeler. I think it's always fascinating to fly over these mountain ranges and see what's over on the other side. Appreciate everybody flying with us today here at SimFamous Air. Where we get you there? Sometimes. I'm just sitting here, I'm looking out the window, and I'm just like, I thought I was there for a minute. I got all quiet. I was like, oh, wait a minute, I'm flying. I'm the pilot too. Steve says, just working a lot, flying drones and chilling. How about you, brother? I can't believe how realistic those environments are. Man, I'm right there with you. They're doing amazing work in these simulators these days. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're starting to feel like you're there. In one of my trucking videos, I had a lady a while back. She sent me a message like, I can't believe because I was driving and I think I swerved over to the left or whatever in the game, you know, kind of on purpose. And she was like, I can't believe you're putting people's lives in danger like that. I was like, and she just let me like this long list of things that I had done wrong in life. And so I'd send her a message back. It was just a simulator. And after that, she was really, really nice. I only had that happen once so far. But sometimes, like, I'll look at clips or pictures of things. And I'm like, was that the simulator or is that real life? And I have some of the graphics turned down a little bit. You know, if I had a little bit stronger PC, I'd be able to make this look even better. But, I mean, just check that out. You know, and we're flying in real time, you know. Whatever it take in this plane, so to speak, to fly from Salt Lake over to here, it'd be about real time. Check out the exhaust, kind of making the front tire look a little wavy there because of the exhaust fumes coming out. Absolutely fantastic. Back to the inside. The good thing about streaming this too is, you know, where I'm flying, sometimes I miss some things. I can go back, turn it on, because it's always good to watch your streams and you can learn from it too. But I can turn the stream on, set, relax, and see what you all are seeing from your perspective. Be like, oh, I missed that, or I didn't get to see that landmark over there, you know. And like today, this flight was basically, you know, we're flying out of Salt Lake City, and then we're flying over to an attraction over here to kind of see this area, you know. But in between, you know, you get to see all the vast land and, you know, part of the United States that we're in right now. Steve asks, so are those environments accurate in regards to distance and geological features and such? Yes, so what they're doing is they're simulating the real world. So like what I'm flying over right now is what you would see on, you know, Bing Maps if you pulled it up. It takes the info from Bing Maps or Google Maps, and it somehow regenerates that in the game, and then, you know, gives the correct elevation and so forth and so on. And it'll even get, like, I can fly over my house here in the Arizona area, and in my area I can tell, okay, that would be my house because it has the outline of it and the shape of it. Not every area is exactly like that, but some areas they are more detailed than others. Like you go to New York City and it just looks beautiful there, you know. But it's really stunning, and it has a bunch of places that are viewpoints or points of interest, it's called, that, you know, they have really recreated that area really, really nice. You know, like maybe there's a real famous lighthouse over on a beach somewhere, you know, and that's like a real famous area. So they'll recreate that and you fly by and it's really, really nice, you know. Just like if we go to the outside right now, and if I look to the right, you know, if we were here in real life, it's generating everything that you would see in real life, you know, as far as the terrain and whatnot, you know, and water and whatever's there. We look to the left. Oh, sorry, look to the left again. Maybe I'm not gonna look to the left. But just like, you know, the terrain is different that way. It would be whatever is there in real life, and you can just see for miles and miles. And of course we can go up in altitude, we can go down in altitude. And if you look down like this, the top view, you can see all the ridges and you can see roads and things of that nature. You know, I can fly over Albuquerque. Like for example, sometime I'll do a live stream and I'll fly over Albuquerque and you can see places. You're like, oh, I know exactly where that is, you know. And a good thing, Steve, now about this simulator, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, you can get what's called Game Pass for PC. Sometimes they have it on sale, like $1 or $2 for like an introductory subscription. And then you can play this game for free. That's what I'm doing. You know, and if your computer will run it, you can check it out. And see, like now, you know, this is showing all like whatever lake or whatever this would be here. This is in real life. That's really here. This is what we'd really see if we were flying. You know, I have live weather too on, which so this should be what the live weather is in this area right now too. You know, or something similar to it, to what it's trying to do as best as it can. You know, and just like the view here from the inside, if we look down there are some roads that would be there. I don't know what those are in real life, but that's whatever would be there. You know, it's picking it up off of the Bing Maps and recreating it here in the simulator as we're flying, you know. And like I said, I'm hand flying everything as well. I'm using a Logitech Extreme 3D Pro joystick. It was like 20 bucks on Amazon. And so, I mean, that means, you know, creating content is like, so here's what's cool, Steve. For example, you could take and do like some drone video. Let's say that you did some drone shots of somewhere in Albuquerque. You know, you could do it. Well, we wouldn't see your chickens. It's not that detailed, but we could see like, it might not generate your house, but it would generate maybe a structure of house where you'd be. So like, if you knew like maybe there's 3 or 4 houses around you, or there's like you live in a cul-de-sac or whatever, it might look like that area. And you know, if you have your mountains and trees, it would generate like what you would see if you were flying over your house, so to speak. You know, and kind of like your area. You know, so I could be in Albuquerque and I could say, hey, I'm going to fly over one of the casinos that you know what it's like, and you could do like take your drone and you could fly over a casino, and you could make a video. Well, I could recreate a video similar to that of that same type of area, if that makes sense. And vice versa, you know. If you were here in real life with your drone flying in this area, you know, you'd be able to see, like once you got up so high, what this looks like, and we'd be able to do that to recreate it. It's pretty neat. You know, we're at 10,000 feet, and of course we could go up in altitude. Like, I could take us up to 20, 30, 40,000 feet, you know, depending on what the plane's rated for. And we could fly low, you know, I could take us all the way down, and we could land anywhere right here as well. Get some turbulence through here. But see, since I started saying, hey, I'm going to take us up an altitude, I'm already up almost 2,000 feet since I said that. Yeah, so yeah, the concept of it, Steve, is, you know, basically the same thing. If you could fly this high in your drone, you could recreate the same thing I'm looking at to a certain extent, so to speak. And for example, let's say that you flew from Albuquerque over to Phoenix, and, you know, and you were in real life, you said in the passenger window, you could recreate that too, you know, because simply you could set up a shot like this and leave the airport, fly, recreate your same path, you know, which would be pretty neat, you know. A little bit of the passenger wing view. And back to the inside. Once again, if everybody could hit that like, that would be fantastic. That helps share this to other people who may want to see this type of content. And the view is just incredible up here. You get up here, you know, 11, 12,000 feet up, you're just away from it all, you know. You can see like dark spots down there on the ground. That's the shadows from the clouds being recreated. Hey, thanks for liking, Steve. Appreciate that. Oh, speaking of clouds, that's another thing too. When you get in heavy clouds, you can't see. Or night flying, you know, when you leave the city, sometimes it's dark and you got to fly by your instruments. Hats off to the pilots, because if you've never experienced being up here in the front seat flying in a plane, whoa, it's a different beast. Because if you got heavy cloud cover, like I was watching planes fly out of California, out of LA last night, and so there's heavy fog from the from the ocean, and once you got off the ground, you just could not see. And that is just, think to be going that fast on such a huge piece of machinery, you can't see where you're going. Look at that view of those mountains over there. As we're just flying right along. So Brett over at the CERRO mines, he's rebuilding the American hotel that burnt down. And so Heavy D, they had a big part in that. They brought up concrete. They brought up these huge trucks. And Cerro Gordo, the mines, is like 8 miles off the main road, way up in the mountains, you know. So imagine like going from way down there, having to go way up on top of the mountains and then go up a 7-mile road that's just, you know, it's not made to go up, you know. And from what I understand, Heavy D, he's based out of the Utah area. So he thought, you know what, we're going to do a flight from Utah all the way over to Cerro Gordo. Let me show you the Nav Log. We're flying from U42 over to O26. We stopped in at Silver Creek. Well, sort of. I landed in the wrong field. But we might stop here at KL00, which is known as Chicken Strip, a little small airport. We'll see if we can find that. And then we're going to visit the Cerro Gordo, and then we're going to land right here at the O26. So we still got a ways to go. Let's see. Josue says, Heavy D, he's from the show Diesel Brothers, right? Yeah. I don't know. See, because when I started watching Heavy D about a year ago, maybe a little more. I'm not familiar with the Diesel Brothers part. I'm only familiar with the Heavy D part, if that makes sense. You know, like before, just, you know, more of the history. Oh yeah, I was going to pull up the Vfr Map. So yeah, to kind of give perspective, we flew out of Utah. We left and we did a quick stop here at Silver. We left from there and we got, let's see, the Chicken Strip airport, it's called, right here, and then final destination right here, right above Keeler, and then here we are. Here's some surrounding airports. Let me check my fuel here. This is what we got here. We got about 119 pounds. We got an airport here. We can fuel up in the air, you know, I can reset it here, but I might pretend that we might need to stop or something. It just depends. Then we might chance it. Might see what happens, you know. We're flying right along this mountain chain right here. Take us to the outside so we can see that. So if I look to the left, whoop, I don't want to fly to the right. I want to look to the left so you can see the views that way. See what it looks like that direction. And then we can look to the right and see just the difference this way. And then behind us. I just love, you know, I love this simulator for, you know, that aspect, that we can see all this cool stuff. You know, and flying's not cheap. And this is much cheaper. I'm gonna take us right over this mountain range here. Get back to the inside. And this view is kind of like we had a GoPro strapped on the top of our head, you know, and we're flying around. 11,000 feet still, doing good. Having a blast. And then Heavy D, like I was talking earlier, they were at Lake Mead. They were rescuing a houseboat that the engine broke down, and before the mechanic could come fix it, the water had went down so much more that this houseboat got stuck on a new island, and they went out there and rescued that, and that was just a crazy adventure. You know, because all the waters went down there in Lake Mead. I don't know what's at right now. I don't know if the dam is still working or not yet. I don't know if that's still going or what that's like either. I have no idea. And then the show Ghost Town Living, Brett, he bought this mining town, and he goes down into these crazy cool mines that he owns, and just goes down, you know, 900 feet below ground, and all these places. It's just amazing to see, you know. I'd be like, ha ha, not me. Getting some turbulence right through here over top of these mountains. Easy. Take you back here. You look out to your right there, you can see, it looks like what, crop circles? Not crop circles, but what do they call those? Some sort of irrigation fields or something down there. And what I love about the simulator is we could fly over there and check it out if we wanted to. Man, look at that view off the nose of the plane. Still got some snow there on the mountains. Wind's really getting us right through here. Once again, if you're just tuning in, I'm SIMFAMOUS, and we're flying from Salt Lake City, Utah, over to Cerro Gordo. Going to check out the mines, land right north of Keeler there. Watch a couple YouTube channels based on that, so thought we'd share that. What's everybody getting into tomorrow? What is tomorrow? Friday. We're almost at the weekend, right? Is everybody working on the weekend? You got the weekend off? You hanging out? I'll probably be streaming, of course. Wow, I really feel like we're 11,000 feet up here in the world. It's amazing. This is really it's really nice and relaxing too. You know, everybody's got to have their own way to kind of unwind and do their own thing, you know. But this is kind of cool, you know. It's just if you need to get away, put on a set of headphones, put on some music, go for a flight. Jose says, got a bunch of chickens I got to get pinned up this weekend. Hey, I understand that. I used to have chickens when I was a kid. Parents always had that stuff around. Because I live close to the city now, I miss having that stuff, you know. You know, I miss having where I live. You know, there's no grass here, so I don't have to mow a yard or nothing. But believe it or not, I miss mowing the yard. Look at that view off the nose there. Mountain ranges, just the difference in the terrain. Absolutely stunning. Down to 89 pounds of fuel now. Steve says, reminds me of that YouTube video where the guy jumped out of his plane and parachuted over the Sierras. Oh yeah, we could recreate that too. I think I have a plane that's similar to something like they used. I should do that sometime. I should recreate some stuff like that. That'd be kind of neat to try to find the location where that happened. Jose says, I raise game fowl. They're not too friendly to each other. Ones that get a certain age. Beautiful yard ornaments, though. I understand. I get you. Steve says, ha ha ha. So another thing, while we have everybody here watching today, put down in the comments where we should fly to. We can fly anywhere in the world. There's something like 60,000 airports that this simulator has set up in it as of now. Just let me know some places. You know, make sure to either tag me on Facebook, Twitch, here on YouTube. Jose said Alaska would be cool. Oh, a nice Alaska flight would be good. If we did something too, like Alaska, should we do, should we land in snow? Some sort of ski landing? Do some bush piloting. Yeah, I should try. You know, I haven't done any of that. The bush flying and things you can do like in the game. I haven't done any of that stuff. What I'm doing like right now with you all is what I usually do. I just pick a place, like I'm gonna fly from here to there and just see what it looks like. That's kind of what I do. Look how the terrain has changed. We got a little bit more green now. It went from just kind of more brown to, and look at the lines in the ground down there. Like if you look quick, it looks real. And you don't have to look that quick. You know, it's pretty convincing stuff around here. And like just getting the flyover, like how I'm gonna use the mouse here, how this train is different, you know, this is what we would see in real life. And we could land down there too, you know, we could go down there, check it out. Steve says, Northern California coast, San Francisco up towards Astoria, Oregon. Ooh, that sounds like a pretty scenic flight. I think that'd be pretty nice. Now, what time of day should we do a flight? Sunrise, sunset, during the day? Because what I do is I do real time. Steve says Hawaiian Islands, maybe? Yeah, Hawaii would be beautiful too. Also, he says, you'll fly right over where I live if you do that flight. It would be awesome to check that out. Oh, so if we did like a Northern California coast, San Francisco up to Astoria. Okay. That would be kind of cool. And see, that's another thing too. You know, if there's places like that, like, hey, I want to see if that would be like close to places I would recognize, you know. Also, he says, here I am saying I'm not into flight sim, but your streams make me into it. You're welcome and thank you at the same time. I appreciate that. Steve says, during the day for the coastal flight. Yeah, definitely during the day for the coastal flight. I'm going to zoom in here with the GoPro head cam that I'm pretending to have. Everything looks good there. We're cruising about 8,000 feet now. I brought us down to get a little look at attention to some of this, the detail they show here. We're going to go power back up. I'm going to take us over this this mountain range right here. Once again, I appreciate everybody flying SIMFAMOUS air. I don't know, I'm just making up names. We get you there sometimes. Flight 8675. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share. Those are the things YouTube tells me I'm supposed to say. So I'm saying them. So I'm saying them. Steve, have you been playing any music? Steve is a fantastic drummer, by the way. Jose, sorry, I was grabbing a drink there at the same time. It says, any idea when you'll be able to accept super chats on YouTube? Would love to support the channel. Let's see. Before I can get monetized, which I believe is super chats for the YouTube channel, you have to have 1,000 subscribers and you got to be at 4,000 watch time hours. We're currently just over 400 subscribers and at almost 1,700 watch time hours. So we got a little ways to go for that. So still got just a tad to go for that. There is other ways on the Facebook. You can send stars over there. We are monetized on Facebook, so you can send stars over there. That's like super chats in a way. Steve has sent us some stars before. Actually, he's actually the #1 sender of stars. And of course, we have other ways. We have PayPal and Venmo. But we usually, like I said, I don't usually talk about supporting the channel, but we do have ways you can if you want. Just let us know how you'd like to do that. I'll find a way for you to do that when you can and want to. Steve says, not really playing much since COVID, but boy, do I miss it. How about you? I'm not playing any, actually. I don't play during COVID. Before COVID, I had gotten bitten by an Arizona recluse spider, and I had a really bad toxic reaction to that. And so that kind of gave me some after effects. I had to go to the hospital, deal with some stuff with that. So now, basically, I live with enough chronic pain that I can no longer play anymore. So, which was how I was making my living. Was fortunate enough to do that. I can still play, but for not very long. Can't really hold the guitar the same way. Gripping things just don't really work like they're supposed to. So that's why we're doing this full time. And I'm one of those people who believes he can do anything, right? I was like, I believe I can be a guitar player. So I became a guitar player, and I got lucky and I did it. And I've always been a gamer. I've been a huge fan of people like Jeff Aviano and many more who I've watched many times. And so because COVID and I went through that stuff at the same time, it kind of worked out. The music business shut down anyway. So here we are with a fresh new look on things, fresh new ideal of a career. I get to entertain people, make people laugh, make people mad probably. I'm not really sure. So it's kind of like the same thing, but a little bit different, you know. So that's a little history in case anybody was wondering what that was, of why I do this now and whatnot. As far as the music stuff, I've been really lucky. I've got to meet a lot of famous people and play with some famous people and do that type of gig. But like I said, yeah, anytime somebody wants to support the channel, just let me know. Until we get super chats, which I can't wait till we do that. I'm super excited to be able to do that. Steve says, man, really sorry to hear that. I see you every once in a while on YouTube doing the chicken picking thing, so I was kind of wondering if you were still at it. But I think I remember you saying something about the spider bite and how it really hindered you. Yeah, some of the videos I post are just things that I've posted from I've had in a collection or whatever. I don't really play much anymore, but sometimes I get like the bug to play. But the way I look at it, I got some really good memories of being able to play certain ways, and I'll keep them that way. Pull the throttle back here a little bit. Check out this. I'm looking off the plane here. Look at this little spread. Imagine living right here. out here in the middle of nowhere, and right here is your spot. So, and that's high up on a mountain too. That's super. Oh, check it. We got like a little town, maybe a airport over here off to the right of our nose. Where we at on fuel? Getting pretty low on fuel. Is that an airport? Let's see. I was trying to see if there was an airport close by there. I was just gonna do a quick landing and pretend we're gonna grab a quick tank of fuel. If not, I'll just fuel it up here from the air, but I don't see anything on the map that's showing me. Oh, yeah, there is one right over here to the right. I mean, if you all don't mind, I mean, if you're not in a hurry, we'll pretend like we got to stop and get fuel. And like I said, you know, if you can't stick around, that's no big deal too, you know what I mean? Oh yeah, we're up here. We're about, Steve says, you're up like 14,000 feet. We're rocking at about 10 right now. So that's about, we probably were just about there. So since we're getting pretty low on fuel there, and there appears to be an airport here not too far, let's see. Yeah, so we need to make a turn to our left here. And then we'll see if we can find this little airport here. And then we'll get down there on the ground, and I'll give everybody, you know, a few minutes to go grab you another drink, refill, bathroom break if you need. Then we'll get back in the air and head on down to the next spot. Okay, there's the airport there down in the distance. That's where we're going to need to get to. We'll get down there and get some fuel. Definitely got eyes on that airport a lot better than the other one. And that's the one thing I like about doing things like this, you know, in the simulators. Like, you know what? I need to get some fuel. Of course, we could just, you know, we could just do it from here in the air, but this makes it kind of fun to pretend, you know? Plus, we get to see another spot here in the simulator. See what it looks like. It appears to be a point of interest to our right side. Let's go get our eyes on this airport area here. Just kind of see what it looks like. See where we can land. Look to the right. And you can really see like how different the terrain looks from up to where we say at the 14,000 feet to where we're at now. You know. Once we get to the airport that I see that I've got here on my GPS, I see it's right here. I'm looking for a landing strip. Should be somewhere right in front of us. We might be flying over it. We're going to stop there. I'll see what airport code it is, and that'll let us know where we're at, what it's called, you know. That'll kind of give us the location. Let's go back to the outside. I'm seeing if it's right here on the other side of this mountain, maybe. Okay, here it is. Got eyes on it. Hopefully I don't run out of fuel before I get down there. You can see it's right here to our right hand side. Let's see. That fuel is real low. Alright, we're gonna make a turn. Steve says, do you get to get like control tower squatting and stuff like tower squawking and stuff like that too? Yeah, you can talk. They have air traffic control, so we could be like, hey, tower such and such, and then they can kind of guide us in. And then they have there's other ones like if I'm not mistaken, I think there's other programs people design that's really good air traffic control. And there's some people who have like servers where they pretend to be real air traffic control. So like, for example, say if you had this game, Steve, and you didn't want to fly, but you wanted to be like, you wanted to be an air traffic controller, you could pretend that you were working down there, you know. So in the game, you could be in the game down there, you know, on the ground somewhere or wherever, and be like, hey, I'm gonna blah blah blah, and you'd be like, yeah, come on down for a landing and such and such. You know, you wouldn't say it like that, of course, but you know what I mean. We'll go out here and get turned around. And I'll get us on the ground for a little intermission before we head on over. Go to the outside. Got the airport right there in the distance. Make a nice little bank turn here. Feel some G's. Steve says, I'd say it just like that. Haha, right on. Oh no. It's about to run out of fuel. I hear it missing. Where's the runway? Where's the runway? Where's the runway? Okay, I'm gonna get it straightened up here. We're gonna have to make an emergency landing. We'll have the fuel truck come out. All right, the engine shut down. Hold on. We're gonna make an emergency landing. I'll get us down on the ground. We'll get the fuel truck out here, and we'll be okay. Let's get flaps. We We got plenty of land out here. We're going to be all right. Okay, here we go. Put it down nice and smooth, nice and smooth. Here we go. Easy, easy. Okay, okay, I got it. I got it. I got it. We're down. We're good. Okay, fuel truck's en route. Fuel truck's en route. They told us just get turned around, get turned around. Whoo, that was a close one. The engine. So if you run out of fuel, that's what happens. It will shut off. Oh man. Well, let's get some more fuel in there. Just like that, we got more fuel. So, since we almost crash landed and didn't, go ahead and take a 5-minute break. I'm going to go to the restroom. I'll be right back in just a minute. Sound good? I'll see you guys in like 5 minutes. Let's see if this screen works. And oh, yeah, that was the right one. I'm learning. There's buttons. All right, we'll get that set on the intermission and where it stays there. And we'll be right back. I'm learning all these buttons. You gotta forgive me. And plus I'm plugging up the phone charger at the same time. And getting all that set up. All right, we'll be right back. What's happening? Mic check 1, 2. Right, we're back. Get this bird started back up. I can't believe that we ran out of fuel. That makes 2. Not 1, but 2. 2 airports that I've missed. 1, total by mistake. Second one, ran out of fuel before we get there. Like I said, SIMFAMOUS air. We get you there sometimes. But Josue earlier asked, how important is a pinky to playing guitar? I can't bend my left pinky very well due to a football injury, but want to learn to play. We'll get down here where it's a little bit more level and we'll get ready to take off. I have a pinky finger in my left hand. Wait a minute, is it right? Which one is it? Oh yeah, my left one. My left one that I broke playing football with my kids. They were throwing football back and forth, and I kind of broke it or fractured it. It's kind of stuck in place. But I used to play professionally for many years with it, kind of like that. You know, it was stuck in a way that I got a little bit more reach out of it, so I was able to use it. I was reading, Steve said, look out for the cow, right? So 2 airports that we landed in the wrong one. So we got 2 more airports actually, but how crazy was that? I'm getting the headset all set up. Let's go to the outside and get the flaps set. And we're gonna get out of here. Let's check our Vfr map. Steve says, any landing you can walk away from is a good landing, or so they say. Hey, that's what I'm saying. I mean, we got you here. We're here, and we're going there, so we're just about there. All right. What an adventure so far. Power up. And let's get on our way to CERRO GORDO. What a trip we've had all the way from Salt Lake City. Interesting adventure so far today. And we're up. Steve says, Prairie Dog Central. You ain't joking. You look at the wing there, as I put the flaps up, they'll raise up. And we got you safe and sound back in the air. Is that a crop circle down there? Y'all see that? Y'all seeing that, right? And back to the inside we go. Scroll back out. And just like that, we're back on the way. Oh, sorry about that. Still getting used to the new joystick and everything. Trying to learn how to fly everything and control all the buttons, the camera views, all the things we look at. Speed's good. We're climbing 6,400 feet and climbing. It's really cool to see all the terrain change, you know. It was fun though to be like, okay, we're gonna go over to this airport, and I had it in my head, right? I was getting ready to get lined up, We'll come in, we'll make a landing, I'll pull over, we'll do the intermission, you know, we get down just in time, you know, for the fuel. And just at the last minute, I heard the engine made a little bit of a miss. And then all of a sudden, we lost power. And because I've been streaming for so long and you get used to flying, you start feeling like you're there. The feeling I had, it was like an instant just drop in your heart, like, but we got down on the ground. It's crazy how immersed you get into it. Get the last set of flaps up. About 7,500 feet. Steve says, I got to get out of here. It was great connecting with you again, my friend. We'll catch you on your next. Hey, see you later, my friend. Thanks for hanging out. Always good to hear from you. See you later, Steve. We'll give him the little wing goodbye to you. Use the wings to wave by. Get my phone plugged up in the charger there. I got that in the controls the stream. So we're flying. And once again, I understand if anybody has to go and can't stick around. I appreciate you hanging out and saying hi. You're welcome, Steve. See you later. He says, awesome. I've enjoyed the venture today. That's part of it, you know. Make sure nobody click on that. That's a spam post. Give me 1 second here. I'll be able to get rid of that here shortly. That's the thing about this type of stuff. When you're streaming, sometimes you have to deal with things like that. And so since it's me, I don't have the moderator, so I got to get all that switched over. But we're flying, so we got plenty of time to take care of that. But make sure you don't click on any of those links. It takes me a second because I got to get over to that particular thing. I got to get over to the Facebook. Since I'm the admin there, of course, because it is my channel, then I got to go to that. And block. Boom, just like that. Okay, we got to take care of it. So once again, I appreciate everybody hanging out. Every now and then you will see things like that. They are just scams and whatnot. Make sure you don't click on that. Nobody speaks for me or does anything for me but me. So I think we got that out of there now. Appreciate everybody watching and hanging out. We're headed to CERRO, GORDO. We left from Salt Lake City. There's links in the description. Check out a couple of our favorite YouTube channels, or some ones that we watch anyway. That's where we kind of got the inspiration for today's flight today. We were here in the Cessna. Been in the air for just over 2 hours now. Had a few stops. Got lost, missed one airport. Ran out of fuel for the next one. I think there's supposed to be something down here, maybe. Not really sure. I don't know if that's supposed to be a future airport or a glitch in the matrix. I don't know what that is there. That's interesting. Hey, thanks for the star support. I just saw that. I'm so late to the party on that. It has been a fantastic flight out from Utah. I can't wait to go back and watch it and rewatch some of it and see like the highlights of it, you know. Look to the left here. Pull back up my controller here for the Streamlabs. Man, look at how different the terrain has changed over this entire trip too. I think that's pretty cool that we can see that, you know, just the difference in the terrain, like look out in front of us. That's just amazing to see. And speaking of something amazing, we're over 400 subscribers. That's just crazy. I think that's awesome. 400 plus subscribers. You all are absolutely awesome. Looks like there's another airport not too far from here. KGOL, it says. Let's pull up our VFR map and take a look and see what we got. Yeah, so KGOL right here straight ahead of us. We're gonna fly over. There was one I thought it's called the Chicken Strip. Thought that was a fun name for an airport. I was gonna check that out. It's right before you get to the CERRO GORDO area. Take that off the screen. You can see here where it changes. You know, I think where it's picking up from the Bing maps or whatever. I think that's why it does that. But nevertheless, still pretty fantastic that we can do this type of flying. Let's go to the outside. I think this is the airport that KGOL I saw right there. I think that's what that is. We're gonna go ahead and get up altitude. We're at 7,500. Let's get over 10. And like I said, always in the chat on either platform you're watching on. Always make sure if you see something, somebody post a link, never click it unless I've asked them to do it and you've heard me say them. I asked them to do it. As if there's not enough that I gotta do during the flight, I gotta watch for that stuff too, right? You know what I mean? We had almost enough fuel too. Starting to get into a different looking terrain area here now. I'm gonna grab a drink while we're floating along. I am really enjoying this flight. Gonna be the longest flight that I've done in Microsoft Flight Simulator so far. It feels like it's just flying by. Flying by, because we're flying. You know what I mean? We're flying. Hey, all my ice is melted. I need a cooler on this plane. Just about hit 9,000 now. I'll take it on up to maybe 10. Yeah, 10 and maybe 15. We'll see. Oh, sorry about that. I meant to look this direction. Checking out the awesome terrain. We're up here away from everything. It feels like we're barely moving, but we're moving around pretty good. We're going about 113 because I'm going up in altitude right now. So we're cruising about 111, 113 knots right now. We'll level off here in a little bit and pick up more speed. You know, we might go on up to about 14,000 feet or 15. I don't think I've been all the way up to 15 today. I feel like there's some wind blowing towards our direction here a little bit. I do have it set up to where we can't see the passengers in here, but we have the simulation of the weight, so to speak. So that would affect probably the climb rate and whatnot too. We're going to hit 11,000 feet here anytime soon. Wow, that's beautiful. Lines in the dirt and the sand and the terrain down there. It's amazing, you know, just from Salt Lake City to over here, the vast differences in the terrain, how everything looks, you know, seeing the snow on the mountaintops, seeing some cool looking buildings up on the very top of those mountains. I don't know what they were doing, like what kind of place that was. It's a stunning place. Then we got probably like 500-600 pounds worth of cargo that we're taking with us to drop off for the CERRO GORDO, so to speak. It was interesting to run out of fuel and just to feel just the power of the engine just go, nope, you're done, and just whoa, and shut down. But we got down on the ground, so that was pretty good. I was happy about that. Flying through here in sunset, that would be interesting, huh? I'm not sure how much longer of the flight we have. Still got a little ways to go. in no hurry. We're just enjoying the views, hanging out. Probably gonna make some fried rice for dinner tonight. Might just make some ramen. I don't know. Might do something really, really simple. Not really sure yet. Yeah, we're up almost, let's see, 12,000 feet now. Take it on up. Take it to the outside. We'll look to the right. And we're going to look to the left. Sorry about that. Let's try that again. Hand keeps slipping off. There we go. I'm getting better at that. I don't know why using the joystick, pressing the button to the left is a little bit different to the right, but for some reason this is a little bit different. Try this camera view. It's kind of like a follow a little bit. I just like how I can just see for miles and miles. Back to the inside. Make a turn to the right here, kind of get back on track. Once again, if you're just tuning in, I'm SIMFAMOUS, and we're out here flying around in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. Left Salt Lake City, heading over to CERRO GORDO. We're going to fly over and check out the CERRO GORDO Mines Ghost Town from the Ghost Town Living YouTube channel. We're going to go check that out here. We've been here before. I've made some videos about going up there. But that was before, you know, we've had many graphics updates and all kinds of things. So instead of flying just from, say, the local airport to there, I thought today we'll just go from Salt Lake City, since HEAVYDSPARKS was doing some things with that channel too. So a little bit of inspiration there for that. Makes it kind of fun, you know. That's the cool thing about simulators like this. You can come up with all kinds of fun ideas to play in many different ways. Wow, look at that view. Somebody get you a picture of that. Bring the F-18 or F-20, whatever that is out through here. A Top Gun, and just, whew, man. Could have a blast out through there. That would just be so much fun. About to get over some more mountainous style terrain. Rough country out this way, it looks like. About to hit 14,000 feet here very soon. Yep, almost 14,000 feet. Oh, now we're 14,000 feet, just like that. Hopefully everything keeps nice and smooth. Been streaming for about 3 hours now here in Microsoft Flight Simulator. You never know what can happen when you're streaming live. You have no idea. go to the outside, take a look at the views from out here for a minute. So this is what it's like up here at 14,000 feet. Nice and peaceful up here. I like the tour livery. I think that's pretty neat. I'm waiting on some more liveries to come out, more, you know, paint jobs, see what we can get for this particular plane. But I like the ones that come in the game. We are playing on Game Pass, running on Windows 11, and streaming through Streamlabs, OBS. Pull up the VFR here. Keep track where we're going. Everything seems to be pretty right on pass. So we got another airport here called Chicken Strip. Before we get over here to Cerro Gordo, I thought we might check that out. Thought it's interesting, Chicken Strip. Thought that was a fun name. That's going to be over, it looks like towards our right. I think it was a pretty small airport and close to the mountain area. The last two airports we landed at, one I missed completely. Like I landed what I thought was the airport, but it was just an open field. And the other one, we ran out of fuel before we got to it. So we've got this one and our final destination. So I don't know how to be. I'm gonna go ahead and pull the throttle back and we'll make a turn, start making a descent, and see if we can at least get eyes on it at some point. You know, we're sightseeing anyway. It's always good to check out the terrain and see somewhere you've never seen before. Which is what we're doing now. Like, look at how the elevation and all that is changing in this terrain here. You know, flying over it is one thing, but trying to get through here on foot or a car, some of these places, man, the challenge that would be, huh? But look how beautiful it is over there. Like, just look out the window there. We just went over 3 hours live streaming. That's fantastic. Make sure to hit that like, subscribe. 3 hours of flying. Still got quite a bit of flying to do. I'm gonna try to find the Chicken Strip Airport here in a minute. See what that little place looks like. I think it's just like 1,000 feet of dirt. I think is what I remember it said, but I don't really remember what it said. You know. Go ahead and pull the throttle back since we got a pretty interesting descent going on here. I'm not a pilot, you know. I'm just pretending. We got Thomas with hello. Hey, what's happening, Thomas? We've been flying about 3 hours in. We left from Salt Lake City. First airport I landed at, missed it because it was like a grass field, but I landed on the wrong side. The next airport we went to, ran out of gas right before it, had to make an emergency landing. And this one's called the Chicken Strip Airport, so never been there, and we're on our way to Cerro Gordo. Gonna fly over the mines. Thomas says, I'm chilling, playing Warzone. Fantastic. How's that going? Jose says, had to hop off the stream because my PS4 controller randomly stopped working on ATS, but got it figured out now. Okay. No worries. I'm glad you got it figured out. We're looking for this little airport here. We made it here over close to the chicken strip airport, but I don't know where it is. Look at all this elevation changes. I think it's over these mountains, so we're gonna fly over it and see. Like I said, we're in no hurry. Thomas says the cheaters aren't helping. I understand. I'm gonna watch my airspeed here. We still got a little ways to the airport. Look at that view. You know what? I'm definitely gonna do some helicopter flights. There's a new update coming soon. That's supposed to have some helicopters in it for the new anniversary update. So I'm looking forward to doing some really cool helicopter flights here. I think that's gonna be fun. I think that's going to be a totally unique experience compared to what I'm doing right now. Thomas asks, have I bought the 737 yet? No, I haven't. I do want to get it though, but I haven't got it yet. Wow, look at that view. Some turbulence here. Microsoft Flight Simulator, you're doing some awesome things. Fantastic simulator. I'm really digging it today. Okay, so we got to get we got to get eyes on this airport. We've got this airport and our final destination. And I'm hoping to maybe finally get a decent landing. Now this airport may be too small for what our plane is that's around here. But we're gonna keep our eyes open here. Let's see. Let's go back to the inside. So it should be off to our left if we were closer to the ground. So it's gonna be that little area down there, right? Maybe? Is that what it's telling us? Is that what we're thinking? That's going to be the chicken strip airport, maybe? Oh, sorry, I'm changing the views. Wow, look at that. That's just beautiful. If we don't land at the airport, either way, I'm just enjoying the view here. This is fantastic. Let's look out the window here. Wrong window. And back to there. So it's supposed to be off to the right, if I'm seeing correctly. I love the elevation changes. Like, see, we were up above these mountains earlier. You know what? But now we're down here, and you can really see, you know, that we're not quite as high up as we was a while ago. Grab some throttle here so I can stable out the plane. Jose says, rode in a helicopter once at my old job. We did some rescue training, so I got hoisted up from the ground. Pilot was amazing, was doing some crazy maneuvers, felt like a roller coaster. What a story, man. And you lived that, you know what I mean? You know, what a memory. Look at this view. Wow. Thanks for sharing. I really appreciate getting to hear things like that too. But you know, if you don't get to live it, we'll never know like what it was really, really like for you, you know. But man, just to hear about it is amazing too, you know. Wow. I'm just looking at this. This is a gorgeous flight. I mean, we've seen so much of just different looking terrain and how awesome it is and what this simulator can offer, you know. Going to make a turn here. Let's see if I can get eyes on this little airport here, or landing strip, I should say, anyway. Look how much faster it is as we're getting closer to the ground. That's so crazy, especially when you're controlling this with the joystick. Okay, I think I see where they got us going here. We're about 1,900 feet above the ground. Plane's flying pretty smooth. No issues right here. 1,700 feet. And it looks to be right coming up here off the nose of our plane. Be right to the left. So we're going to stay steady right here, about 1,600 feet. We'll get an eye on the chicken strip runway airport place. Do a little sightseeing. Absolutely fantastic. So if we look right here to our left, you see a little spot that we could land right there if we wanted to. Still cruising here pretty low to the ground. Take you right over here so we can get eyes on it here real good. Nice little spot to come fly right here and land in the middle of nowhere. Check that out. Pretty fantastic. And what a view too that we've had. All right, we got to get some speed up. You can see how, you know, when we get down here, like I said, those mountains are pretty high up, and once we get closer to the ground, you know. All right, let me double check my map here, make sure we get turn going the right direction. Okay, we got to make a turn. Everything's good speed, so we're gonna go ahead and I guess let's just bank the turn right here and see if we can do it. Should have enough speed. We'll climb up as we do it here, and I'll use the mouse to turn. so we can see where we're going. Man, this is a really nice flying plane too, the Cessna Grand Caravan. All right, everybody, we'll tell the Chicken Strip Airport goodbye. I think I was going to land, but it was such a beautiful flight, just kind of flying around it. I think that was just gonna. I think that was cool. Now we're gonna make our way over towards the Cerro Gordo. We'll do a fly over it, and then we'll go in for our final landing there, just above Keeler. Let's see. Let's check the nav log. O26 is where we're going to be flying to, or we'll be ending at. And I'll pull up some information on that here real quick for you. So O26 or 026, I'm not sure which one it is going to be the Lone Pine Death Valley Airport. That's where we're eventually going to be ending up today, as we make our way over to Cerro Gordo. Got to get us some more altitude because we got to get up over those mountains there. But what a view, huh? What a view. We're at 3,600 feet, so you know it's okay. We'll do a couple loops here because it's such a stunning view out here, you know. Make sure we get above the mountains here, no problem. I had to text my son, let him know to feed the dogs. It's about time to feed them. I could hear them barking at the door. I can't feed them yet. I'm streaming. So he was doing that for us. We got 4 dogs. Tucker, Max, Sarah, and we call her Tongues because she licks everything all the time. 4 little chihuahuas. They're awesome. We need to get up over those mountains, so we need to get a little bit more altitude. Look at that view. Put you in the back seat there. Let you enjoy that while we grab some altitude here. Who would have thought it'd be so much fun to just sit here and fly and just hang out? I mean, you'd enjoy a flight when you do it, you know, so just look at that. That's just amazing. Absolutely fantastic. Back to the inside. There's the mountains we got to get over. Put the nose down a little bit here. Get a little bit more speed. So we got plenty of time. Go ahead and make a turn. Take to the outside. It's going to be another stunning. Sorry, I can't talk. It's going to be another stunning view once we get over those mountains too, I believe. That would be my guess. It's just so relaxing to get up here and get away, you know. And we can go anywhere. That's another awesome thing. Go back to the inside. So we're going to slowly make our way up in altitude because before we need to get over this mountain range, and that is at the end where our airport is going to be over this mountain range. But in this mountain range, we're going to find the CERRO GORDO mines. But we need to get a little bit more altitude so we can kind of get a good eye view, and then we'll fly down, and I'll take you for a flight over the CERRO GORDO mines. Maybe do that a couple, 3 times, and then we'll come in for a final landing there. So we're going to continue getting some altitude. We're going to enjoy the views. I appreciate y'all spending your afternoon and evening, night, whatever it may be, wherever you're at with us. Still got a ways to go, but it's been a fun flight. Seen a lot of beautiful scenery here in the United States. Look to the left. We're still climbing in altitude. We're about a little over 8,500 feet, almost 8,500 feet. It's going to get pretty windy here, so we got to be mindful of that. Because the wind can take us down pretty quickly if we're not paying attention. See, I'm getting some turbulence right through here. Almost 9,000 feet. Check out that view. Go ahead and start our climb here so we can start getting ready to search for the CERRO GORDO mines. We've been flying all the way from Salt Lake City, Utah today. Made a few stops, some planned, some not. But it happens. Enjoy talking with everybody along the way. Still got quite a ways to go. What a fun flight it's been. So much awesome scenery to check out. You can tell we're still climbing in altitude and we're still not above those mountains yet. So we got to get on the other side of them. Fighting the wind and everything. It's fun though. What a view. make a turn and get over these mountains here. I know you've just been dying to see what's over on the other side, but we're almost there. Airspeed looks good. We're at 10,000 feet. So we should be fine just to cross over these mountains here. You know, we're getting to fly over this. Can you imagine back in the day? You know, horse feet. Man. Wow, look at that view as we get ready to come over this mountaintop here. Is that not stunning or what? Wow. Absolutely beautiful. All right, we're going to make a turn down this way, and we're going to follow these mountain ranges. And we're going to do a quick tour over the CERRO mines. Show you what that looks like. And then we're going to get on the ground after that. It has been a fantastic flight with everybody today. I do see the airport that we're going to be landing at over there, right off just the nose of our plane. But first we're going to be heading, I believe, south of that, and we're going to go see if we can locate the CERRO mines here from the Ghost Town Living YouTube channel. It has been one fun flight. Pull the throttle back here a little bit. So the CERRO is going to be over this direction. And then our airport that we're going to land is over here. But we made it all the way from Salt Lake City. I'm going to bring the throttle back, and we'll start getting down to some altitude as we make our way over towards the CERRO mines here. And we'll do a nice little scenic trip of that, and then we'll head back and land at the airport. Make our turn here. Just follow these mountain lines along through here. Should be no problem. It was pretty cool that we were flying real low on the other side of that mountain range, and then had to get up in altitude so we could get over it. You know, that's a fun flight. Very, very scenic. Take you to the outside. So over there to the right, bottom of your screen right here, this is where we'll be landing at, but not right now. We're going to head over towards the CERRO mines, which are over this direction. And so we're going to go down in altitude, down towards the town of Keeler, I believe it's called. And then that way, because right up here, you know, it doesn't look like these mountains are very tall, but we're going to see what it's like to go down from Keeler up to the top where CERRO is, and then back over here towards the airport. You know, we need to check our fuel too. How are we doing on fuel? Okay, yeah, we're still good. We're not going to run out of fuel anytime soon. Keep descending in altitude here. Pull the throttle back here some more. Just kind of let the plane do its thing. Just kind of let it just fall out of the sky a little bit. Got the town just south of us there. So you can see as we're getting closer down here how high up that is. We got the throttle pulled back. Josue asks, how are you able to change the bed on the F350 mod? I can't seem to figure it out. So if you go over to, when you're in the garage, when you're in on the top left-hand corner, if you look where it's like the cab, where it shows it select the cab, it's either there or in the axle section. You'll select on one of those and that's where it is. Or, and if it helps too, I think on my previous, one of my videos, it shows exactly where that is on there too, now that I think about it. You're very welcome. Sometimes, you know, I know the answer, but I can't think of it. Like, I can't see it like right off the top of my head. And I'm like, oh yeah, I do have a video. So that does help out. All right, now we're down here. This would be the little town of Keeler, from what I understand. Well, not what I understand. That's what I know because I've been watching the show for the last forever now. But, I mean, there could be other little nicknames or things for the town, you know, whatnot, that people have for it, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So, what we're going to do now is I'm going to make a turn. I wanted to show you, like, you know, being down here, you can see how high the mountain ranges is. If we look to our left, and then we got to go way up on top of that mountain range here just in a minute. So we're going to get back to the inside, and we're going to make a turn because we got to get going the other direction. There's some power here. More power. Looking good. So what we're going to do now is we're down here close to the base of town, and we're going to find the road, which is right here to our right, and then we're going to make our way up and find CERRO GORDO, ghost town living. So you're going to follow this road, which is right here. And let's make our way up to CERRO GORDO. Unless, of course, I get lost and take the wrong road. Which we're gonna hope that doesn't happen. I mean, I'm not really taking a road, but I'm showing like how the elevation changes by taking the road up to Cerro Gordo, in a sense. So it's basically, there's 7 miles of this type of twisty turny road that goes all the way up through here, if that makes sense. But of course, we're in a plane, so we're just gonna make a couple loops until we get up there. Jose says, okay, I must be blind. I clicked the axles the first time, but completely missed the options to change the bed. Hey, it happens. That's the thing about it. You could look at it 4 times, be looking right at it, and never saw it. I do those things quite a bit. All right, let's go to the outside. Josue says, I was just too excited to start using the mod. That's what happens to me. That's how I do these live streams. I get excited about seeing something or doing something, and then sometimes I don't really learn about what all I'm doing, and then I just start streaming it. But, you know, that's the fun part of it too, you know. That's just part of what happens, you know. You just have fun. Making our way up towards Cerro Gordo. What a long driveway. When the helicopters get here and I get used to them, this is one of the things I'll do, is I'll be flying a helicopter path up this 8 mile, 7-8 mile twisty turny road that goes up in just a crazy amount of elevation in no time, which is this road right through here that's been going up since way back down behind us. In just any second, we're going to be seeing the ghost town of Cerro Gordo mines. Ladies and gentlemen, after 3.5 hours, welcome to Cerro Gordo. It's right here. This is the mine, goes way down deep. Gonna be the American Hotel there. There's a link in the description to check out Cerro Gordo, the YouTube channel, Ghost Town Living. I'm gonna get to the inside here, and I'll get us ready to make another round. Fly back and do another flyover. Yeah, but Jose, I totally understand about getting excited, man, and just not, you know, it happens. You're just having fun. Go take another run by Cerro Gordo. Say hi to Brett and everybody. Brett's the owner. Also a person. Well, this is the person that you'll see on the YouTube channel if you click on that link and go check it out. Like I said, we flew here a few times before, but never from Salt Lake City. Shout out to HEAVYDSPARKS and Brad from Ghost Town Living being the inspiration for this flight. We'll make another turn here. Fly right above the top of these mountains. A little bit of wind, a little bit of wind. Need to get us a runway up here. We're getting ready to fly right over the CERRO GORDO. Mine's just in a second. If you look down below, right there they are. Fantastic. We made it all the way from Salt Lake. I gotta go to the inside. All right, we'll do one more flyover, and then we're gonna head over to the airport and get this bird on the ground. What a fun flight. Back to the inside. And we're gonna make a turn this way. Whoa, 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 whoa! Getting a lot of turbulence. That's okay. We do these specialized tours. Let's go get one more flyover in CERRO GORDO, and then we'll go get on the ground. Get turned over here. Make sure we watch the mountains. Full power. Does get tricky flying up through here because we're still going up in elevation and we got the wind. But we're going to do us a low flyover if we can. Oh, easy, easy. Hold on, everybody. We'll drop off the supplies to Brett here in CERRO GORDO, ghost town living. Right there it is. Haha. Boom. There we go. We just dropped it off. Man, that was fun. Let's get over to the airport and let's get on the ground. Jose says, got to get off and feed the animals. Catch you next time. See you later. I got to get off and get things ready here too. So we're going to go get on the ground. Thanks for hanging out. I hope you enjoyed that new truck mod. I look forward to hearing about what you like about it, what you don't like about it. Take your time, enjoy it. And we'll see you on the next one, man. What a fun trip. What a scenic trip. Make our way over to the airport here. Get on the ground. It's just like we got the GoPro strapped on her head. Look how beautiful that is. Well, this is the longest flight sim flight that I've streamed. Almost 4 hours. That's absolutely fantastic. It felt like it went by quick. Let me get the view changed here. Let's make our way down to the airport and get this bird on the ground. And then I think I gotta get started. I think it'd be making some fried rice or maybe some ramen tonight. I haven't had ramen for a while. I also haven't had fried rice for a while either. But I got the stuff to make both. I like to take ramen and change it up though. Fry up some meats, toss in it if you can. Some onions, vegetables. I always think that's fun, you know. Just change it up. Some soy sauce, sesame oil. How do y'all like your ramen? Let me know if you got some secret recipes that you'd like to share. I like grilled steak and ramen, like a pho type of thing. I think that's really good. Then we got to get this airport in our sights. Let's go to the outside. What a fantastic flight it was. Got to see all kinds of interesting scenery, learn some new stuff. Get back to the inside here shortly. We'll look to the right. This plane flew really well, too. Really easy to fly. Let's get back to the inside here. Start getting eyes on the airport. Bring the throttle back. Once again, I'm SIMFAMOUS, and this has been a fantastic flight with everybody. Just over 3 hours and 44 minutes at this point of streaming. Connection loss. What? Switching to online. Okay. Hopefully it comes back. Wait a minute, did my game freeze? Okay, resume. I didn't know what happened there. Online servers are unreachable. Please check your interconnection. Successfully connected. Huh, we're back. So see, that's the thing. Live streams, you never know what's gonna happen. I was like, we just flew all that way? And it's gonna go away right before we end? Haha. But we're okay. We just got to get re-lined up for the airport again. Which we got a runway over there toward our right. Oh, you never know what's going to happen in a live stream. But at least the internet was restored. And we're going to be able to get on the ground safely, looks like. There's our runway, and we're gonna fly out this way, and then we're gonna make a turn and get on the ground. Get some flaps set. Getting some really nice frame rates now since the internet reset. So that's always a plus, right? Make our turn over the town here, get ready for the airport. Full flaps. Should have the runway in our sights here very, very soon. There it is. After over 3.5 hours of flight time and a few fun stuff, we finally made it. Easy. Watch the speed get lined up a little bit better. Looking good. A little high, little high. It's okay. I think we'll be fine. Speed's good. Just float down, get it to flare out. Everybody, welcome. Welcome back down to the ground. We made it. Little bounce. And we're down. Brakes on. All right. Man, that was a blast. What fun. What a fun trip. 3 hours and almost 50 minutes of fun. Well, everybody, I'm SIMFAMOUS. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for this HEAVYDSPARKS inspired flight with Ghost Town Living. A couple YouTube channels we watch. Glad to have all of you along for the chat for this trip. I really appreciate it. I'm going to get down here and get parked up. Get everything shut down. And go to the outside. Pull the throttle down. I'm going to grab another screenshot showing that we made it. All right, everybody. I'm SIMFAMOUS. This is where I'm going to end the stream now. We'll get the plane parked, set up. I had a fantastic time for everybody. We'll see you again real soon on another one. See you all later. Thanks for hanging out.